I'm now almost 48 hours into my reset and my fast, and I wanted to share with you what I found, what I experienced day one up to 24 hours, and then at 36 hours this morning, and now at nearly 48 hours. The first day for me, not so much the build up, but by the 23, 24-hour mark is usually when I experience my first hurdles, because the body is feeling quite challenged because there's no food coming in. And of course, the nervous system can perceive this as a threat. My recommendation is always that you prepare for a fast by cutting out the sugars and the carbs and the excess, and get into quite a steady, low carb, keto way of eating in the days building up to the fast, because when you then start your fast, the body doesn't feel like it's being challenged so much. It's definitely much easier when you ease and taper your way into a fast as far as sugar and carbohydrates go. So I wouldn't recommend that you start a fast when you've just had a lot of bread or pasta or potatoes or rice, or a few days of excess carb and sugar eating, because that's going to make it more difficult. So preparation for a fast is as important as the actual fast. The first 24 hours, like I said, feels okay, except that at 24 hours, for me personally, I feel like my body is asking, where's the food? So nervous system regulation here is very much essential. This part for me is not so much about the physical hunger. It's very much about the habits and the patterns. And that's why I enjoy doing a reset, because I'm trying to observe those habits and those patterns that get in the way of making healthier food choices and also maintaining your intentions. So fasting reveals these habits. When you take food away, typically the things that become quite high volume are those thoughts about food, your typical responses to stress or boredom or overwhelm or sadness, whatever it is, that emotions might be linked to your eating habits. So emotional regulation is typically for me a big part of a reset and a long fast. The body thrives on familiarity and predictability. So as soon as you change that and suddenly no food is coming in, you might meet with some internal resistance, which you can navigate by using some journaling, using your intentions, refreshing your biggest why are you doing this, reminding your body about your intentions and what it is you're trying to restore or reset. So these automatic patterns will come and in a way challenge you, and that's where you need to find what eases your emotional eating at that stage. So by 24 hours, we've restored the gut. The body will be in the mode where it's using the most obvious fuel. If you had been eating a lot of carbs in the week building up to your fast or your reset, the body will burn that first. And then by 36 hours, usually, you might have depleted those carbohydrate and sugar stores and will now go into fat burning or ketosis, which makes it a lot easier. So usually for me, by 36 or 48 hours, I can sense the ketosis. The hunger is it's not often and regular, and it's not intense at all. It comes and goes. And now, usually by 48 hours, it's much easier. There's less intrusive thoughts about food, and your body is definitely starting to get the hang of it. So part of my reset purpose, and this will be personal for each person doing it, will be to disrupt the patterns that get in the way, to notice which of those automatic habits start to show up the minute you take away the food. Of course, the healing is happening on an incredible level. I've made so many videos about it. I often encourage my clients to try to get to longer than 18 hours. 18 hours is where autophagy starts, where the cells are going to start repairing, cleaning up, removing faulty material in the cells. Anything that slows down the working of the cell will start to be cleared out. And by 36 hours, we've literally now achieved about a 300% increase in autophagy. Autophagy is really what I'm after the most, and not just for myself, but also for clients who have chronic health issues, because this is that deep cellular repair that happens in the absence of food. So depending on your health condition, you might want to stretch that autophagy longer than 24 hours from time to time and get to the 48 hours, get to the 72 hours. Also, if you have insulin resistance with elevated insulin levels that might be keeping your blood sugar normal, the insulin starts to drop because there's no sugars and carbohydrates coming in. So what am I eating during a reset or a fast? I'm drinking water, I add minerals, I sometimes have Celtic salt. You can have hot water with lemon or apple cider vinegar. I still have some coffee. Some people drink a black coffee. I stick to decaf coffee 2 or 3 times a day with a little bit of cream. Cream doesn't necessarily increase the blood sugar levels, so I've used it as one of the tools for me to manage a fast quite well. You can have herbal teas or ginger tea as well. So remember that your nervous system will always try to maintain a status quo, and that is why when you're removing food, you might come up against significant resistance. There is where you meet those parts of you that want to soothe and want to comfort and don't want to experience the sort of intense emotions, whether it's fear or uncertainty or boredom. And if food plays such a big role in your life that it literally is one of the things that's there to regulate your nervous system, it'll be very difficult to make long-term changes. The GLP-1 and other peptide injections have been a big topic in this realm of emotional eating because it numbs the food noise. It completely turns down the volume on people seeking food for comfort or that emotional eating. It can play an important role for some people if they're really struggling to overcome those difficult habits. But what we have to remember is that if you're not going to make the long-term changes, if you're going to be relying on these injections to manage your comfort eating cravings or to manage your food noise, then you're going to have to stay on it forever, and that's not realistic for everybody. There are other side effects that I will discuss in a different time, in a different video. But I can see the benefit for some people in terms of the food noise. It is really helpful. It has helped some diabetics. Some weight loss is significant. But one still has to address those habitual eating habits. And this is something that a reset fast can definitely help with, just to understand those patterns better and to help rewire that nervous system, to help to rewrite that blueprint that has over a lifetime typically relied on food as comfort and nervous system regulation. So I will share my update tomorrow. At this stage, I will be eating tomorrow night at 72 hours. There's a special occasion which I'd like to join, and then I'll probably do another 48 hours after that. Thank you for watching. Please follow the rest of my journey. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions and if you've attempted a reset fast before.